Freeze, don't scroll past this. I want you to do something for me right now. Close your eyes for 2 seconds and think about the last time something felt wrong in your relationship. Not a blowout fight, not a dramatic argument, just a quiet, gnawing feeling, well, like the woman you loved was slowly becoming a ghost. Still there, but completely gone. And every single time you tried to bring it up, you became the problem. If that hit somewhere deep, you need to stay right here. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to hand you a psychological map, one that most men never get to see until it's already too late. In this video, I'm breaking down 4 specific lies, not just words, but behavioral patterns, that women run before they emotionally exit a relationship. I'll show you how to spot each one, not by what she says, but by what she does. And here's the part you absolutely cannot miss. I'm giving you one single rule at the end of this video that protects you from all 4 lies at once. Not 5 strategies, not a checklist, one rule. Stay with me until the end, because that's where the real power is. Now, before we go in, let me tell you who I am and why I can speak on this. I'm a psychologist and relationship coach. I've spent years sitting across from men, good men, successful men, men who had everything, who walked into my office completely shattered. Not because they were toxic, not because they were bad partners, but because they missed the pattern. And every single one of them said the same thing afterward. The signs were all there. I just didn't know what I was looking at. That's exactly why this channel exists. If you're new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button right now. Every week, I bring you the psychological truths about relationships that most people in this space are too afraid to say out loud. And if you're already part of this community, you know what we're about. Let's get into it. Before we break down each lie, I need you to understand something critical. These 4 lies don't show up randomly. They follow a sequence, a psychological escalation. They start subtle, almost invisible, and then they stack, one on top of the other, until the man in that relationship is so confused, so deep inside her frame, that by the time the truth surfaces, he's already lost months, sometimes years. And the most painful part, he blames himself, because she made sure of that. So watch this video for the lies and the order they arrive in. Both matter. Stay sharp. This is where it gets real. Let me be completely direct with you. This is the most common lie a woman tells before she crosses the line. And it works on most men because it sounds perfectly reasonable. Work is heavy. Life is exhausting. You hear it and your instincts fire. Be understanding. Give her space. Don't push. You think you're being a great partner. But here's the psychological truth most women will never volunteer. When she genuinely loves you, stress doesn't push her away from you. It pulls her toward you. After a brutal week, she still wants to feel your presence. Maybe not fire and passion every night, but closeness, warmth, her person. Real love doesn't shut down physical connection under pressure. It seeks it. So when she suddenly has zero interest, no spark, no closeness, no hand-holding, for a week, then a month, when your touch on her back makes her tense, that is not stress. That is redirection. Her body didn't stop wanting intimacy. It stopped wanting intimacy with you. Here's the psychology behind it. When a woman begins emotionally investing in another man, physical connection with you starts to feel like a betrayal. Not of you, but of him. He becomes her emotional anchor, and suddenly you are the obstacle. Your touch feels uncomfortable, even repulsive. She's not tired, men. She's protecting a bond she's quietly building somewhere else. Let me make this real. David, 41, financial analyst, came to me completely wrecked. His girlfriend of 3 years had been pulling away for months. Every time he reached for her, "I'm just drained from work, babe." He believed her. It made sense. But then he started noticing a gap. She was hitting the gym at 6 a.m., something she hadn't done in years. New wardrobe, designer makeup. Her Instagram was thriving with energy and confidence. But in private, she wouldn't hold his hand. David finally saw it. She wasn't out of the mood. She was out of the mood with him. Watch for that contrast. Her mouth says, "I'm exhausted." Her actions say, "I'm completely alive, just not for you." That gap is your answer. If this is already landing differently for you, if you're nodding your head right now, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because next week's video goes even deeper into female behavioral psychology and relationships. You do not want to miss it. Now back to it. When you first hear this, it sounds almost inspiring. She's doing the inner work, she's growing, and you might even feel proud. I want to be fair here. Sometimes that's exactly what it is. Real healing, real evolution. And in a healthy relationship, that growth is beautiful. But here's the critical difference. When a woman is genuinely growing inside a loving relationship, she invites you into that process. She shares what she's learning. She brings you into the conversation. She reads something on attachment styles and says, hey, this made me think about us. Real growth in love is collaborative. It pulls a couple closer. But when every step she takes requires you to disappear, when your desire to be involved is treated like an invasion, that is not self-care. That is self-separation. She's building a version of herself that no longer includes you, so that when she eventually exits, emotionally or physically, she can tell herself, I just outgrew him. And here's what will make your stomach drop. She'll make you feel guilty for wanting to be part of it. She'll call you controlling, unsupportive. She'll say you're holding her back. She takes your natural, healthy desire to stay connected and reframes it as proof that you don't respect her freedom. She has weaponized self-growth against you. Chris, 46, owns an auto repair shop, came to me with this exact situation. His girlfriend started talking about healing her inner child, finding her authentic self. Chris backed her completely. He even paid for the weekend workshop she wanted. But then the pattern shifted. Every workshop was hers alone. Every journal was private. She had nothing to share. When Chris suggested reading the same book so they could discuss it together, she shut it down. This is my journey, not ours. And every time he asked what she was learning, she accused him of suffocating her. Meanwhile, her self-focus included more out-of-town trips, late evenings at events he wasn't invited to, and hours online with people he'd never met. Chris saw it clearly. She wasn't healing her relationship. She was manufacturing the emotional distance she needed to justify walking away. Ask yourself this one question. Does her growth bring you closer, or does it require you to vanish? Real growth strengthens love. Fake growth makes betrayal easier. This one is the most psychologically dangerous of all four, because it doesn't just redirect her behavior. It rewires your mind. Here's how it plays out. You ask a completely normal question. Where were you last night? Who's texting you during dinner? Basic caring questions, the kind any healthy partner would ask. And instead of answering, she launches an attack. Suddenly, the issue isn't her behavior. The issue is your insecurity, your toxicity, your controlling nature. Men, hear me on this. When a woman has nothing to hide, her instinct is transparency, not combat. She explains, she reassures, she gives you context without you having to push. Honesty feels easy when you're telling the truth. But when she's keeping secrets, every question feels like a threat. Every answer risks exposure. So she doesn't answer. She attacks. Mark, 54, restaurant manager, told me exactly how this played out for him. One evening, he noticed his girlfriend angling her phone screen away while texting. He asked calmly, no accusation, no edge. Who's messaging you this late? Her response was immediate. She exploded. Why are you always watching me? You're so possessive, I can't breathe around you. You're toxic. Within minutes, Mark was apologizing for asking a single normal question. He later found out she had been building a secret relationship with a coworker, the exact person she was texting that night. That explosion wasn't emotional, it was calculated. And here's what makes lie number 3 the most destructive over time. She doesn't just deflect once. She conditions you. Over weeks and months, you stop asking questions. You start telling yourself, maybe I am too intense. Maybe I am the problem. That is exactly what she wants. For you to silence your own instincts while she operates freely. Men, your questions are not the problem. Her secrets are the problem. Never forget that. If you're watching this and feeling that gut punch of recognition right now, subscribe and share this video with a man who needs to hear it. The kind of clarity we're talking about right now, you don't find it most places. I put it out every single week. Now let's finish this. On the surface, this sounds like exactly what you've been waiting for. Real communication. Finally, but men, listen very carefully. She is not asking for honesty. She is setting the stage for selective honesty. And that means she gets to excavate your entire emotional interior, your wounds, your past, your fears, while she carefully controls every single thing she reveals about herself. It looks like openness. It is control. After this announcement of radical transparency, she suddenly becomes deeply curious about you, your childhood, your regrets, your insecurities, past relationships. And you open up, because this feels like real intimacy, like a breakthrough. But the moment you redirect those questions back at her, the new male coworker, the late nights, the hidden phone, the tone shifts completely. I thought we agreed to stop being suspicious of each other. Why can't you just trust me? I'm giving you so much, and it's still not enough. She turns your own hunger for honesty against you. Tom, 50, insurance agent, lived this out. His girlfriend wanted to know everything, his first heartbreak, his fears, his most embarrassing moments. Tom gave her all of it because she made it feel like closeness. But whenever he asked simple questions, who were you with after work? Can I see the message that upset you? She dodged, deflected, accused. While Tom was baring his soul, she was hiding the one thing that would have changed everything, her deepening emotional connection with another man. That is the cruel genius of selective honesty. It gives you just enough truth to keep you calm, while hiding the truth that would set off every alarm in your body. It feeds you scraps of transparency so you feel guilty for asking for the full meal. Real honesty flows naturally in both directions. It doesn't make you feel like a detective. It doesn't make you feel guilty for asking. If she's open about things that make her look good, but shuts down when questions cut close to her behavior, that's not vulnerability, that's strategy. I told you at the start of this video, there is one move that protects you from all 4 of these lies. Not 2, not a 10-step system. 1. Here it is. Don't argue, don't chase, observe, because actions never lie. When she says, I'm not in the mood, don't fight it. Watch instead. Is she withdrawing from all closeness while lighting up for the rest of the world? That contrast is your answer. When she says, I want to focus on myself, don't plead, observe. Does her growth pull you closer, or does every step she takes require you to step back? When she says you're too controlling, don't get defensive. Ask yourself one honest question. Was that a controlling question, or was it a basic question any healthy partner would ask? If it was the latter and she's still attacked, that's not about you. When she says, I want us to be honest, don't get swept up in the hope. Watch if honesty actually flows both ways, or if you're the only one being opened up while she stays sealed. And men, this is the most important thing I will say in this entire video. Trust your gut. Your intuition is not paranoia. It is data. Your subconscious is tracking shifts in her energy, her tone, her eyes, things your conscious mind hasn't caught up with yet. When everything she says sounds reasonable, but your chest feels heavy, trust your chest. That's your internal radar. And it's talking to you for a reason. Let's bring it home. We just walked through 4 of the most psychologically precise patterns a woman runs before she checks out of a relationship. Lie number 1. I'm not in the mood. That's not about stress. That's about her desire shifting away from you. Lie number 2. I want to focus on myself. That's not personal growth. That's strategic emotional distancing, dressed up as self-development. Lie number 3. You're too controlling. That's not your insecurity, that's her deflection, turning your basic questions into an attack on your character. Lie number 4. I want us to be honest. That's not transparency, that's selective honesty designed to keep you calm while she hides what matters most. And if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. The right woman will never make you feel like a detective in your own relationship. She won't punish you for asking basic questions. She won't use the language of growth and boundaries to keep you in the dark. She will make love easy to see, not impossible to prove. Your real power isn't in arguing. It isn't in chasing. It's in watching, in trusting your gut, in walking away calmly, confidently, when her actions speak louder than every word she says. So here's what I need from you right now. If this video gave you real clarity, hit that like button so other men can find this before it's too late. Subscribe, because every single week I come back here with the truths that most people in this space will never say out loud. Drop a comment below. Tell me what city you're watching from. Because men from Dhaka to Dubai, from London to Lagos, from New York to LA, we are all navigating the same psychological terrain, and you are not alone in this. And if you know a brother who's been through something like this, or who's going through it right now, share this video. Because manipulation survives in silence, and truth spreads when men like you choose to pass it on. Stay sharp, stay awake, and never let anyone convince you that confusion is love.